Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS soaps, both the young and the restless, and the bold and the beautiful. And this is your Young and the Restless recap for October 3rd. And today, the mystery man is now revealed. Tucker McCall shows up at Kyle and Summer's wedding and gives him a Bentley. Chelsea not only caused trouble with Johnny, but she causes trouble with her own son. And Billy and Chelsea heads over to the rooftop for a scream. So before we unpack all of this, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel for all updates. And please don't forget to like and share. So it looks like our mystery man is Tucker McCall. And he talks about this whole countdown beginning as he's getting dressed. Tucker actually makes a call for somebody to pick him up in a helicopter as he prepares for his grand entrance to Kyle and Summer's wedding. So, over at the Abbott estate, we see Summer and Kyle speaking from their hearts before we get also heartfelt speeches from Nick, Phyllis, Jack, and Diane. Now, after Kyle and Summer promise to maintain their vows, they're pronounced husband or wife once again. Summer and Kyle have a kiss, and then a helicopter creates this whole commotion as it's landing on Jack's property nearby. Now, once Tucker appears from that helicopter, he acts like it was more efficient to say hello and to just drop in with one fell swoop. Now, Jack rants about Tucker crashing a family gathering, which he did after disappearing for years, and warned him that, you know what, you're not welcome. So Diane, she plays the nut role and plays dumb and act like it's just absolutely ridiculous for Tucker to insert himself in a situation like this. Really? Now Tucker eventually just act like he's seeing Diane for the first time since she came back from the dead and all, and suggests, ooh, you look good. And when Tucker said that, check Jack out. Jack pushes back onto Tucker and say, hey, back off, and assume that he's there to see Ashley, who is still stuck in Paris. Now, after Jack tries to throw Tucker off of his property, Tucker promised, you know what? Wait. I won't be here long. And this is where we see Tucker is wanting to give Kyle and Summer a gift on their special day. Now, once Tucker reveals that it is a vintage Bentley, Nikki seems a little taken back considering what Deacon Sharp told her about Diane back in L.A. Now, Kyle and Summer refuses to accept that Bentley, but Tucker pushes until Kyle finally takes the key. Now, after Tucker revealed that he's going to be sticking around for a while in Genoa City, he speaks with Jack privately about when Ashley is coming back. Now, although Tucker want to make amends, Jack won't think Ashley going to listen to him. And this is when we see Jack make sure Tucker is out the door. That, leaves the party guests talking about Tucker, being that Devon biological father is here, and speculate why he's even back in town. Now, back with Jack, he questions Nikki now about this trip in LA she just came back from, and learned that, oh, it's just a gown I went to get for Summer, which she's telling a half-truth, of course. Now, Nikki act like Jack's interest in her trip is an indicator that he really doesn't trust Diane's story. He shouldn't trust yours either. And this is when we see Diane finds Jack, and she put on this whole act of being outraged over Tucker crashing the party when she already knew he was coming. Jack acknowledges that Tucker was asking about Ashley, but he thinks that there's a little bit more going on here. Now, when it comes to Victoria, Nikki, and Nick, they consider it very intriguing timing since Tucker is back right as the Chancellor Winter's IPO is about to go public. And Nick acknowledges that there could be a lot of other reasons too for Tucker's return, but Victoria thinks that they need to warn their dad irregardless. Now over to these two, because Nikki go and find Phyllis and reconvene with her and mention that Deacon tipped her off to Diane being driven around in a Bentley, which raises a lot of suspicions and seem like more of a coincidence now that Tucker just offered a Bentley to Kyle and Summer. Even so, Phyllis suggests that Diane and Tucker seem genuinely surprised to see each other, though. Of course, they're putting on an act, just like the two of you. Nikki and Phyllis realize that they're close to a secret, so they're going to keep digging. Now, back over in Tucker's suite again, he texts Diane, and he pointed out to her that your secret is safe. Now, Tucker contends that all Diane has to do now is just give him the heads up to let him know the minute Ashley is back in town. Now, that same message comes into Diane's phone. Diane checked that message. Phyllis, however, being nosy, as usual, noticed that Diane is really engrossed in something in her phone. It's her phone. Mind your business. Now, Diane downplays it, excuses herself to go mingle with the rest of the guests. Phyllis and Nikki decide they're going to raise a glass together as they continue to do their scheming. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. We're going to go over to Chancellor Park. So Chelsea is there, and she gets a text from Adam saying that he's not going to be able to meet up with them because he's stuck in a meeting. So she feels that since this is important, Chelsea makes the choice to move ahead with her son Connor in conversation. Now, Chelsea admits this whole story to Connor, that she was pregnant before she had him. She also adds that she was overwhelmed and not ready to take care of a baby. Chelsea also talks about making a big decision, making sure he was raised, meaning the other child, in a loving home. Now, once Chelsea reveals that Johnny Abbott was the little boy she gave up, she knows that it's also your half-brother, Connor. Now, Chelsea hopes, as selfishly as usual, that she can bring them all closer as a family. But Connor, on the other hand, have all kinds of angry questions and do not understand why he's just hearing about this now. Now, after Connor says that I don't want to talk about this anymore, which you're a kid, also be respectful, Connor, he demands that Chelsea take him back to the ranch. Now, Connor runs away from the bench where they were sitting at and leave Chelsea confused. So who does she call with all her tears? Billy Abbott, who agrees to come over and talk to her over at Crimson Lights. Now, Billy finds out that Connor flipped out over the news about Johnny, and he actually thinks maybe Chelsea needs to slow her roll, slow down, and stop letting emotions drive her decisions. He is absolutely correct. Billy also suggests bringing a child psychologist or adoption specialist into this, so Chelsea will wish she'd done that all beforehand. I agree. Now, although Chelsea feels like that she wrecked her relationship with both the boys, Billy thinks that they both have big hearts and they just need some time to process this. And I agree with that too. Billy also have another idea of how to make Chelsea feel better. So he takes her to the rooftop of the Grand Phoenix. Now, we know he was up there with Amanda before, and you know what they did there. So what are they going to do now? Well, once Billy explained how Chelsea needs the catharsis and a chance to take control, he screams and then invite her to join in to scream as well. Now, Chelsea let out a scream of her own and looks like she feels a lot better after the release. So, we got to stay tuned because it says that Chelsea will make some other bold moves when it comes to the boys as this storyline continue to heat up. And we got to stay tuned as well because this whole thing with Tucker and Diane is about to implode. Okay, so there you have it, your Young and the Restless recap for Mondays, October 3rd, 2022. Stay tuned for the Bold and the Beautiful recap also for today. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.